Welcome to Money Hangout once again. Every week we talk about an important investment subject and help you understand mutual funds, besides answer as many questions that you send to us. This is brought to you by Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund and Value Research. Today we are going to talk about something which is very important for everybody in retirement, which is investing after retirement, how to deal with it. Last week there was a new scheme launched by the Prime Minister promised it in the Finance Minister also indicated about it in the budget. The the Prime Minister PMVVY, a 10-year deposit scheme which will get you 8% pre-tax return. This is a 10-year deposit which was promised and you get it. I really don't understand the real compelling reason for it, because we already have something called Senior Citizen Savings Scheme offered by Government of India, managed by National Savings Organization, which currently offers 8.4%. Maybe the interest rates will come down over time, but and that too has a tenure of 8 years. So we have a slightly marginally superior alternative available, but maybe this 10-year deposit where you can actually lock in your money and continue to get that, because senior citizen savings scheme will be subject to downgrades as interest rates come down. The interest rates might come down. This is one area on which I have been writing of late in many newspapers, and the kind of concerned response that I get, it has helped me understand, comprehend the anxiety of the people in retirement, and it needs to be dealt with, because all the people who have saved, worked hard and saved, but they are not exposed to the market. They have not seen the ups and downs, and the whole mental framework, the whole premise was that you have saved enough money, and if you continue to get the interest on these in some form or the other, whether it be in bank deposit, whether it be in the senior, whatever Government of India fixed and alternative plans that you get, that will be more than enough for you to sustain. It may not be true. The good news is that you are going to live longer. The bad news is that you have to really take care of this. You should be financially independent, which means that your investments must work harder, must produce as much income to support through your lifetime. And the prospect of outliving your savings is a very scary one. So you need to really plan for this. How to go about doing this? You have to really work on a very simple formula. You must understand and comprehend this, because without understanding this you will not be able to take a step in that direction. The basic thing to understand is that what is your income requirement, and on a monthly basis or on a periodic basis, because in retirement your expense complexion changes. The money which you spend on different things changes while you are at work, but you will still be able to do some budgeting in terms of what is the monthly expense needs that you have. And at the same time you have to really budget for, because you are going to live for 30-40 years in your retirement. You have to ensure that you have the money that is invested is growing at faster rate, is more than at least matching the inflation, general inflation, and so the money that your withdrawal rate plus the inflation, that is the return that your investments must generate on a regular basis. Otherwise you run the prospect of outliving your savings. You will not have enough, and that is something which you need to really be concerned about, because the conservative plan which has worked for most retirees in the past may not work effectively, because of course what I am referring to is a very conservative plan, because that assumes that all your capital remains intact for a lifetime till and even after that. So from that standpoint, it is a fairly aggressive plan, but I'm still suggesting that that is something which will provide you the highest comfort. There are, we worked on these illustrations, how a retiree should be able to achieve these goals, and we worked on two illustrations. One is a more conservative one. Assuming that you retired 20 years ago and you invested in a monthly income plan of a mutual fund. The monthly income plan of a mutual fund is nearly 70-80% fixed income, 15-20% into equity, and this was primarily with an idea to help you beat inflation at the same time. So if you invested 50 lakh rupees 20 years ago and and had a withdrawal rate, you took 2.5 lakh rupee in the first year and increased your withdrawal by 6% every year. So as a result of which 20 years ago in the first year you took out 2.5 lakh rupees, that by increasing it by 6% every year would have, your annual income would have grown to 8 lakh rupees. Despite this, by investing in a MIP, which is just about 15-20% into equity and remaining in fixed income, your capital, the in money that you invested, even that 52 lakh rupees has gone up to 1 crore 15 lakh, which means your capitals, the investment worth has been protected. You have also been able to increase your earning from 2.5 lakh rupees at the outset to about 4 lakh rupees in 2004, which went up to 6.5 lakh rupees by 2012, and today your income will be 8 lakh rupees. So you are able to periodically increase your income in line with the inflation, while your capital has been able to protect its worth. So the money that you are deriving from your investments is quite sustainable. You are unlikely to, even in this plan, you are unlikely to outlive your savings. All your investment has grown in value and your income is rising and nothing to worry about. So this is the most conservative plan, but most investors are still not used to it. Then we thought of another alternative, something which we are used to, though at the the underlying investment is little more aggressive. It has a slightly higher equity allocation, but it has two components. If you invest 22.5 lakh rupees in the maximum permissible investment in the two schemes, which provides reasonably high fixed income, which is PMVVI, the new scheme, the 10-year deposit scheme, and senior citizen savings scheme, and the remaining money in a balanced fund, which is 70% equity and remaining 30% fixed income. As a result of this, the money which is 22.5 lakh rupees invested in the two guaranteed income schemes offered by Government of India, that and by virtue of investing 27.5 lakh rupees in the balanced fund, your overall asset allocation, the money which is invested in equity, is about 30-35%. The remaining is in fixed income, and the first two fixed income investment will be yielding you guaranteed income every month. And if you followed this plan, if these alternatives were available 20 years ago, of course senior citizen savings scheme was available, not the other one which is getting started now. If you withdrew 2.5 lakh rupees, which is 5% withdrawal at the outset, and increased it by 6% every year, your income would have also grown to 8 lakh rupees now. But here, instead of that 1 crore 15 lakh which got the worth of your capital in the MIP with a 15% allocation, this particular plan, your money has grown substantially by nearly 8 times. It's close to 3.83 crore. So your 50 lakh growing to nearly 8 times, 3.83 crore. Your income has grown. Maybe it is about time that you can actually increase your withdrawal rate. If you want to increase your withdrawal rate from more than 8 lakh rupees, you have ample headroom. So a methodical approach, being conservative with your withdrawal rate at the outset, steadily increasing your withdrawal rate in line with the performance of your investment, making sure a small part of your money is always invested in equity, and taking a long-term view. If you do this, you can have a peaceful, happy, and a fairly rewarding retirement.